I have two medical stories here that are perfect examples of, number one, hysteria, and number two, why you need to listen to medical experts. So first, a teacher from Maine was placed on leave for 21 days. Why? Because she visited Dallas. That's it. That's the end of the story. A teacher in Maine was put on a 21-day leave because she visited Dallas. Was she in contact with anybody that had Ebola? Nope. Was she anywhere near anybody that had Ebola? Nope. The closest she was 9.5 miles away from a hospital that at one time had somebody in there that had Ebola and was quarantined and wasn't even there when she was there. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This is the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. And also, for the 97th time, Ebola is not airborne. It's not airborne. It needs to be spread through bodily fluids. So unless you're licking the sweat off the forehead of the person with Ebola or blowing them, you're probably going to be okay. You know, sneezes are an issue occasionally, but if you're 9.5 miles away, I can't even come up with the words to aptly describe how stupid these people are that made this decision. Understand, this had to clear a room of people. A boardroom made the decision. Could you imagine sitting in that room and listening to the morons around you who think they know better than the doctors and the researchers and the scientists and the CDC and the NIH? It would honestly feel like an episode of The Twilight Zone. Everybody's raising their hand. Yes, I think we should make her stay home for 21 days. Okay, she was 9.5 miles away. She wasn't even there when the Ebola patient was there. I think we should make her stay home anyway. She was in Dallas. Okay, Dallas is very, very large. Okay, the next story. A New Jersey school forced students from Rwanda to stay home because of Ebola. Now, if you think that sounds strange, it's because it is strange, because Rwanda has had a grand total of 0 Ebola cases. On top of that, it's only 2,600 miles away from the nearest Ebola case in West Africa. I've overheard conversations in the past few days where people talk about, and they're so confident and they're so arrogant and they're so sure that they're the brilliant ones and the medical community doesn't know what they're talking about, where people just flat out advocate for policies like this. Like, we got to ban anything ever that ever comes from Sierra Leone and Liberia and everything, ever. Okay? We need to kick out people who are from those places. That's what we need to do. Well, when you take that mindset, this moronic shit happens. Again, I'm trying to explain to people, it's the old Obama quote from the 2008 debate. Why would you use a hatchet when you need a scalpel? And why would you not listen to the people who have degrees in said problem? I'm sorry, but it's gotten to the point in the U.S. where our rightful anger at the establishment has spread to being irrational, and it's targeted against the establishment across the board, not the right parts of the establishment. So, for example, if you want to yell at politicians, if you want to yell at big corporations and Wall Street and billionaires, I'm right there with you because they've rigged the system in their favor and they've bought our politicians and the politicians are representing them. So I hear you, and there is a certain strand of establishment sentiment that's totally justified and totally true and accurate. But when that crosses over into you think you know better than scientists and doctors and researchers and people at the CDC and the NIH and the FDA and you name it, now you're an idiot. Now you just went from being right to be anti-establishment to now you're just a moron who's again, used a hatchet when they should have used a scalpel in their criticism and their understanding of the world. It's not that anybody who's ever worked for the government in any agency at any time ever is in on it along with, Sheldon Adelson and the Koch brothers or whoever. No, it's that some people are actual experts and know what the fuck they're talking about, and other people are corrupt assholes. And you need to be able to distinguish between the two. And this is a perfect example of don't let your anti-establishment feeling and this thought that they don't know what they're doing, the people in power, don't let that cloud your better judgment to the point where you're taking poor Rwandan kids who have nothing to do with Ebola and you say, they're black, they must have something to do with Ebola, ban them.